All right, welcome back. And of course, like we said, today we are on location and we are at 4 Points by Sheraton right here in Hurlingham. And the conversation is all about dating etiquette. And we just want to understand how the rules changed, all right? Because over time, of course, dating has constantly evolved. And what worked for our parents might not necessarily work for us. But the question is, do the basics still remain in terms of who makes the first move, who initiates a date, where do you go, how do you dress, you know, all the good stuff, okay? And what conversations do you have on the first date, the second date, third date, okay? So that is what we want to find out today. And the question that we're asking you is, what was your first date experience, okay? What was your first date experience? Feel free to interact with us on our socials. That is at NTV Kenya, at Lubembe_Winnie. The hashtag is your world. But also, feel free to give us a call. Would really, really love to hear your first date experiences, okay? So, to help us with the conversation, of course, we have Emmanuel Gashanja, who is a relationship coach and founder, I Vow. And of course, we'll be joined shortly by Sandra Mudhoni Njoroge, as well as Duncan David Osuka, who are a couple. But before they get here, Emmanuel, so good to see you. Welcome to the show. Today, we're not in studio.
Thank you.
I hope you like the location, yeah?
I love this setting. We should be doing it here every time.
Right?
I know, yeah.
I keep telling my producer that every day, but it's fine. We like the studio as well.
Yeah.
But quick question, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Looking at how dating has been over time, since our great-great-grandparents all the way to here we are now, what do you think has changed, or has it changed? What we're seeing now?
It's two different worlds.
Two different worlds.
But before I even respond to that,
yes,
I want to hear your first date experience. I think that would be so funny.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
No, my first date experience, I think as usual, the way you're taken to this fancy restaurant and then you have like 3-course meal.
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't like that experience.
Oh, no.
No. The date was interesting.
Yes.
But just how you have to behave, eat, sit proper,
superficial,
fork and knife, you know, and all those things. And then you're tensed at that time. You're trying to impress this person. They're trying to impress you. So there's a lot of tension in the air. That was not so fun. Listen, this is what I'm saying. Someone please take me on a date at Uhuru Park. Because I've never been there. I've never done the boat thing. No, I want to. So someone please take me on a date at Uhuru Park. Right, those things.
I hope somebody has heard that and somebody will call you, look for you, DM you something and take you to
and take me there.
Yes.
Because I've been to the fancy restaurants. They're amazing. The food is amazing. But I just feel it's usually so uptight. Yeah.
Well, to answer the question.
But what was yours?
What was mine?
Yes. Where did you take your wife on the first date?
Where did I take my wife on the first date?
Yes.
On the first date, I think we went to a museum.
Wow.
Yeah, it was called the Museum of Science. And then, it was a museum of science. It has some fancy artifacts that was so interesting for both of us. We always wanted to see this and watch this. So we went and checked it out. Then we went to a second museum the same day called the Planetarium. And then we went to an aquarium. And we saw a dolphin do funny things like this.
That's so cool.
Yeah. That was really cool. And I think we ate some burgers that day. No, I think we ate some random Chinese.
And that is the question that I want to ask you. Do you eat burgers on the first? Because burgers are so messy.
Let me tell you, this is how I knew this is the girl I want to marry. Because I always said that the person, the woman who will reach out, or first of all, finish what she ate on her date, and second, reach out or not mind using her hands. And she actually reached out to my plate to taste what else. I was like,
the first date.
Yes, I was just like, I'm in love. Because there was no superficialness. It was just her being her, you know.
And you being you.
And I was just like, So I was just like.
Isn't that, how do you even get to that point where you're comfortable with one another on the first date? Like, had you been friends before?
So we had known each other a while back.
Okay.
And then we re-met But when we met under different circumstances. We were both in college. Well, we had just finished college and we lived outside the country.
Okay.
So, of course, you know, there's all that, you know, sizing each other up and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were comfortable enough because we had conversations.
Okay.
So I was authentic, she was authentic, and we were free. Okay. And I think that's what made it easy.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And something else that you mentioned is both of you wanted to go to the museum.
We did, yes. Right? It was something that we mutually enjoyed and liked.
Yes. Yeah, and that's interesting because majority of the time it's usually the guy who decides where we're going on a first date, right? Because again, I want to impress this chick, you know? So then, and I think that takes me back to the question in terms of, has then the dating phase changed over time?
I think it has changed greatly.
Okay.
What we think about it, what we feel about it, how we approach it has changed greatly.
Yeah.
Now, our parents and grandparents met in social gatherings, whether it was, you know, family events, whether it was, you know, weddings, funerals. Back in the day, social gatherings is where you met. You met at the river, you met while you were farming, you know, things like that. That's where you met. Then change now to my parents, where disco has been introduced. So dating is I'm taking you dancing. I'm taking you dancing. Yeah. And the only place they were dancing back in the day was City Hall. That was the only joint there was back in those days. So dating has changed a great deal. Right now, dating is actually gone, you know, online. Yeah. You know, I saw a friend, I met this couple who I did a wedding for, I think it was last year, who they actually met on Tinder. No, sorry. This one met DM on Twitter. And then they did their first meet online, like Google Meets. Okay. And they had a date. He cooked, she cooked, they had wine, and they just talked.
That's so cool.
And I was just like, wait a minute, what? Really so cool. You can do that? Yes. And they did that, and they would make those date nights and do different things, watch movies. They lived different countries. So they would watch movies together, say, okay, this movie is out, make sure you download it, queue, and let's start. And they would watch together. And I was like,
so cool.
Dating has changed.
It really has. And we saw that a lot, especially in 2020, 2021.
Yes,
COVID.
yes.
People would not go out. Yeah. Again, restaurants were closed, social distance.
But even before COVID, so you know, the whole thing of FaceTime and the Google Meets and, you know, all this media where we can actually video call each other has actually changed everything.
Everything, yeah. I see that. But yeah, I've had people do that, and especially when it comes to long distance, which again is like a whole conversation in itself. And I hope that you will come back so that we can just have that conversation on long distance dating. But in this day and age where, again, a lot has changed. Like you say, technology has come in. People meet online, they talk for a while, and then decide maybe to meet physically or not. But as far as then, who makes the first move? Who decides where we go? Like, what is that like? Do the basics still remain? It is the guy who asks the chick out? Or what exactly has happened?
Well, typically, we say that. And I think regardless of how new school you are, there's a deep old school sense in you. And we always say that it's the man who initiates. But that has changed a great deal. Yes. It has changed a great deal. There's more women who are, you know, being affirmative and taking their stand. Like, I like you. We need to go out. Yes. So women are more confident now, more liberated, and they know what they want. When they see what they want, they approach and say, hey, can we go out? And when they ask to go out, they're not asking you to pay for it. They'll pay for it. So it's changed completely. I do not know what I would do with that. But
does that then sort of like emasculate the man? Because I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot of men now who are complaining, these women, they've been overly empowered, this woman, you know. So my question is, because I am the traditional type. You ask me on a date. I might give you hints on where I'd want to go, but you take charge, you know? Like you do all the good stuff. I was having this conversation with a makeup artist this morning, and she's like, if I see you, I like you, I tell you. I'm like, I can't do that. I can't. I really can't do that. And it's interesting because, again, the couple, Sandra actually said, listen, I made the first move. I asked my boyfriend out.
Wow.
And I'm like,
I can't wait to hear the story.
Right, right? And we'll be having them very, very shortly. But then when it comes to the rules, right? Because again, like we said, things have changed. Nowadays, we see more women taking charge and asking a guy out. I like you. Where do you see this? But when it comes to the rules, what applies now as compared to back then?
That's a very difficult one.
Yeah.
What applies now?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of things now that are acceptable that weren't acceptable before.
Then, yes. For example, the lady asking a guy out, that was not acceptable.
That was not. I would find you very weird, and I would run away from you if you asked me out.
Why?
It's just, I'm the man. I'm the one who chases. I'm the one who hunts. I'm the one who gets. You know, I'm the leader.
Yes.
So if I'm just like, no, I don't want to mess with this. You get?
Yeah.
So I always tell women it's okay to be forward, but I think it's also important to be smart. You know, lay a few crumbs.
Yes.
You know, so that he chases you.
Yes.
And you know, you like him, you lay a few crumbs. Now you might be laying a lot of crumbs because some men are just very slow, but but yeah, just lay a few crumbs.
Lines, yes.
Yeah, but what goes nowadays? What rules apply?
Yeah.
I really think almost anything goes. Things have changed. We're not as conservative. People are so liberal.
Yeah.
Just think about it. In my day, if you didn't have sex until at least we have defined the relationship, and not only we have defined the relationship. In fact, we are maybe engaged.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
when
the parents.
You've met the parents.
You know,
you've done all that. Yeah. Because I keep telling people this. It's not that long ago that we were in a totally different world.
Yeah.
I think about by the time I was age 23, which is pretty grown, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have internet. Okay. So the only time I was meeting my girl is if I met her in church. It's Sunday at church. If it's a Saturday at some bash or something, it's at the next bash, and we have to have planned for it.
Okay.
So I can't call her during the week. Back in the day, you know, I'd fear if I called their home.
It is the parents.
It's the parents who will pick up.
Like, so, when did Nani?
Yeah. Then
you have to explain yourself.
Man, it was so hard. You don't know how many times you just. Thank God there was no call ID for them to call back. But yeah. So it was kind of crazy. So it was a long process. We had to be patient. Yeah. We had to really think through the date. You had to think through the first impression. Yeah. Now, I can get anybody anytime.
Anytime.
Yeah. I mean, I can follow 500 people on, or 1,000 people on, what do you call it, on Instagram. Yeah. Click, DM. If I cast my net wide enough, I'm sure I'll get a few fish.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
get?
And then also the aspect of time.
Yeah.
Where, again, like you said, back then, you would take a long time to woo a person and then court them and then meet the family. Now, there's this analogy that you meet someone, mmepatana kwa matatu wapata, but by the time you get to Thika, you're already married.
Yeah.
Like things are so fast-paced now. And my question is that where trouble begins in terms of, you know, the cases of you meet today, you're married, quote unquote, tomorrow, the next day you're divorced? Like,
I think that's where a lot of trouble begins. One, I think we talked in our last episode. One, we don't have knowledge of what relationship and marriage should be like. And then two, because of that, in fact, a lot of relationships nowadays start as situationships. As in, we met, we were hanging out. I mean, just think about the restaurant we are right now.
Out.
Yeah, we were hanging out at we didn't know each other.
Yes.
But we vibe. Hey, I'll end up in your home or you end up in my home. We go there. I do not know you from Adam. So by the time we have already gotten intimate, we have short-circuited the whole process. Yeah. And that's, we're destined for doom.
Yeah.
This is why a lot of relationships are failing, if you ask me. Yeah.
Okay. But also, there's no specific duration of time to sort of like get to know a person. If anything, they say you will never know a person until you live with them or you're married to them. That is when you really know this person. But all those times, we're putting our best foot forward. You know, we're hiding a lot of things.
Yeah.
Which is again, like you're saying, it's the reason why we're seeing a lot of trouble when it comes to relationships. But also, when you say you will not take someone or you will run away from a woman who comes and makes the first move. But then again, so then where does that leave us? Because like you said, there's so many men who, yes, they might like you, but either they're not courageous enough to come and tell you. So me, if I see them and I see they sort of like me, I'm like, hi, what's going on?
Like I said,
can we?
Your laying crumbs game has to be on flick.
But for how long now? What if they don't read the clues?
No,
you know?
I think it's easy to read the clues.
Yeah.
I think if they're not reading the clues, maybe
they're
it's
not
just
interested.
you're
in your head. You're dating.
You're dating them in your head. Yeah.
Okay. But then, how long should we take before we go on a first date? Because that is where there's usually a lot of, do I go in quick? Do I wait a little bit? So after how long? Upon us sort of like meeting, at what point do we go on a first date?
There's this thing we learned, like in business, it's called an elevator pitch.
Okay.
If you see something you like, you better have your elevator pitch, and because you never know if you'll ever get another chance. So whatever lines you have, panga them. And I think it's important to. I believe you can date at any point, and you can ask even if you met somebody for the first time. Yeah. What I'd say is then make the date in such a way that it's in a public space, it's in a safe space, so that you're able to have a conversation.
Okay.
And it would be a safe space. All right. Don't invite somebody to your home. You're going to cook. Yeah.
Or can we just take a break on that note, because there's that part coming to my home and cook. Yeah. Let's take a break. But when we come up with also what to do, so then for your first date, all the good stuff, don't go to someone else's house, but that is happening a lot now. Okay. Of course, when we come back, also the aspect of interest, like what do you put on when you're going for your first date, and what questions do you ask, and what questions.
The Communications Authority of Kenya, CA, regulates the broadcasting industry, promoting development of local content and ensuring responsible use of broadcasting platforms for national good. The Communications Authority of Kenya, opening your world.
What blue is blue? Police blue? Sky blue? Monday blue?
Good.
Will it be smooth? Maybe a little rough around the edges? How about glossy?
Boss, are we still talking about your haircut? Take a deep inhale as you bring your hands up to the sky.
I feel so at one here. I should bring this Zen into my house. I like the scent.
Should I go with vanilla or lavender?
It depends. Do you like it fruity or flowery?
When it comes to all things paint, we've got you covered. We know paint. Duracoat, ask the experts.
The countdown begins.
My friend, my competitor, please let us stop the blackmail. The people of Kenya want to vote.
We shall not boycott elections. Sisi waoga, tutaendelea na uchaguzi.
The proverbial home stretch towards Kenya's biggest election yet.
Initially sikuwa nipige kura, but kuna venye as time imego, nimeona this time nafaa niingie hapo na
napiga kura hii mwaka sababu nataka kubadilisha ile uongozi iko.
A month to the polls, we up the ante on our election coverage.
We are transparent in this process and we have nothing to hide.
Is the IEBC ready for the polls? How prepared are security agencies?
We have the main deployment to do with the polling stations, which is now IBC-centric.
What are the issues of this election? This Saturday, we begin the final countdown to Kenya's consequential transition election. Join our special coverage on Decision 2022 and Maamuzi 2022 from 6 p.m. only on NTV.
Life is for the living. Make sure you live it well. Life is for the living and making sure that those who we love will be well taken care of.
Welcome back. Glad to see with us. The show is Your World, and of course today it's all about dating etiquette. And we're here at 4 Points by Sheraton in Hurlingham. Of course, a different setup from what you used to, but it makes sense because we're talking about dating today, and of course you can see a table is full, right? But before we get to the eating part, what do you eat when you go on a first date? What do you order, first of all, without your date looking at you and thinking, Allah, okay, okay. So we have Emmanuel Gashaja, relationship coach and founder, IVOW, Sandra Mudhoni Njoroge, as well as Duncan David Osuka, who are a couple, beautiful couple, I must say. Karibuni sana to the show. How are you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling great.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And please hold the mic closer to your mouth. And Sandra, let me just start with you because your story is interesting. You asked Duncan out.
Yes, I did.
How? What happened? Take us back then. Okay. Where, yeah, what exactly happened?
So, we met in campus.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a year ahead of me. I was behind.
Yeah.
But we had met due to same reasons around school, a same problem. So it was an excuse to start talking and meet up in pretense of following up the issue.
Okay.
So that's how it started. He got an excuse to get my number.
Okay.
So we became friends. That's back in 2018. We were friends for a long time. Then we liked each other a lot, but we were not ready to date at that time.
Okay.
So we went separate ways.
All right.
So a year later, we linked up again. And we started talking. Okay. So it was like picking up from where we had left off. So it wasn't like he was a stranger. Right. So at that point, I was comfortable to ask him out.
What did you say? What were the exact words? I am nosy like that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's allowed. So what happened was I didn't like pre-plan it.
Okay.
I thought I knew his schedule. So I knew he was in school. So I just called him and told him, can we go out today?
Okay. Do
Yes.
you want to waste any more time?
He was already wasting time himself. Yeah, so
Okay.
it was so easy, and because he was already my friend, I didn't have, like, I wasn't nervous or anything. It was just, in my head, it was, I'm going to hang out with my friend and catch up.
Okay. Also, in your head, it wasn't like I'm taking him out on a date.
Yeah, not a date.
But a date.
But a date, yes.
Okay. Okay. But Duncan, for you, when she asked you out, I mean, you have been friends and all, but at this point, were there like the feelings, you know, tunakuja?
Yeah.
Did you feel like any of those things? So when she asked you out, I'm curious about what was your immediate reaction?
Oh, about the feelings?
Yes.
The feelings started a long time ago, so her asking me out was like a bonus.
Okay.
It's not something I expected, but I thought, this is beautiful because I've never been asked out before by a girl, so this is a new experience to me. So I thought, yeah, I think we should go out.
Yeah.
But I was so happy. I was looking forward to it.
You were happy that she asked you out?
Yeah, I was happy.
You weren't nervous, like not even nervous, like I asked out, why not asking out?
I wasn't nervous per se because we were friends initially.
Okay.
So it wasn't weird or something strange. But her asking me out I think it was sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something that I cherished, and it's something that was different.
Okay.
Because it's not something.
It never happened to you.
Yeah,
you were the one who used to do all the asking out. Can we go out on a date and all those
Probably,
things?
yeah.
But why were you wasting time? Because she's like, he's wasting time.
I wasn't wasting time. I wasn't sure if Sandra wanted me at the time, so I was calculating my moves. I didn't want to mess anything up.
Okay.
So at first, I thought maybe she just wants to be friend. At first, so when we started dating, she used to tell me, "Oh, Duncan, I used to think when mtu mzuri, you are coming to my room watching movies." So in my head, I was thinking, "Oh, maybe this girl is viewing me as a friend." So friend zone. Yeah. So I might ask her out, and then it's something different. Maybe she's not there, but everything went well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I love the fact that you're saying we were friends, and I think that makes it easier, no?
Oh, yeah. So much
because
easier,
we're friends, and the way Sandra's saying is like it was a date, but not it was a date, but not a date, but also a date. You know. So then. What is that? Like, what is that exactly?
But you see the levels of dating. There's the casual dating, there's, the serious dating, and, And I think in a case like this, I will have to now go back on my words that I said earlier on. Because they are friends already. They've established some kind of, friendship.
Yeah.
So it then becomes easier. Like, dude, what's the deal? You're wasting time.
You're wasting
Should
time.
we go?
We know how we feel for each other. So
Yeah,
let's go. Okay.
But she laid the crumbs for him, She says, okay, I know your schedule is like this.
Yeah.
So tonight we go out.
Yeah.
We go, let's hang out at this place,
Yeah.
whatever, coffee shop, whatever it is they did.
Yeah.
It becomes easier.
Yeah.
Now you're giving him an opportunity to do his thing.
Okay.
Because like you had, a lot of men, first of all, we are fearful.
Yeah, you're like,
We
I
are
don't
very
know where
fearful.
I
We've been
stand.
burnt so many times. And unfortunately, men look like they're tough, but inside, they're like a little chicken. they're very weak inside.
Yeah.
So they never want to be rejected. So if you're laying the right crumbs for him, it becomes easier for him to pursue and to now make his move.
Yeah.
You see, like what he said, I wasn't sure if you were there.
Yeah.
Because, she has already said, oh, you're such a good friend, We all know. Once somebody says you're such a good friend, hey,
that's it.
That's it. That's it.
It's like friend zone.
Friend zone, yeah.
All right. So you guys went out, had a good time then after. So okay, fine. So for you, it wasn't a date, but it was a date. Yes. Okay. So where did you take him? Umpeleka wapi?
First of all, we were students.
Ah.
Now,
cafeteria shule?
No.
Okay.
So we tried notch high at least to talk a shule.
Okay.
So Kukito on my avenue had been recently opened.
Okay.
So I thought it was a nice idea.
Yeah.
Plus, yeah, it was at that time it was the it thing. So I thought it was a nice idea to go to.
You did well. If it was like the thing at that time.
Yeah,
okay.
it was.
Yeah. Okay. So did you pay for the meal or did he pay?
Because I was the one who asked him out, I paid, but he wanted to chip in, but I said no.
Yeah, I like that. Do you know what happens in the conversations that we hear now is like someone invites you out, but then they tell you, Sasa, see, the bill is 2,000, 3,000. Sasa, si utatoa thou, mini toa thou. And then that's it. But that is a constant rule, right? Yeah.
Things have changed. Sometimes now the woman, when she asks you out, she wants to pay for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's what she did.
Yeah, but allow them. If they want to pay, allow them to pay. Don't feel that it's Gio, you're being... But out what mbaya. They don't tell you in advance that we're going Dutch.
I know.
Right? And then unafika hapo, wewe una pesa, kwa tuna pesa ya kurudi home. And then they tell you,
I think dating etiquette, it's important for you guys to communicate expectations and stuff.
Yeah.
So that you're not leaving somebody hanging high and dry. Like I'm not taking you out, then you tell me, we want to go to Mawingu. I know. We'll eat all the seafood and oysters and stuff, and woo! But you leave me there, deshelling crabs for for like a week.
To pay for the
the bill. Yeah.
Whoever initiates the date pays.
Okay. Yeah. So they set the standard, they set the bar.
Okay.
All right. So if I'm asking you out, then it's important for you to say, okay, let's go where you can handle.
Okay.
So if you can handle Java, we're going to Java.
Okay.
If you can handle Kukito, we are going to Kukito. If you can handle Kibanda, let's go to Kibanda.
Okay.
But if it wants to take you to 4 Points,
why not?
Yeah, or
why
any
not?
other place, then who are you?
I like the fact that you're saying that is sort of like setting a standard. So this person, the next time they're asking you out, they cannot go below.
They can't go.
They can't go below. Okay. So for you, Duncan, right? So she initiated the first date, right? Went out, had a good time. She paid, etc. Did you pick up for the second date? Amatuna, you waited to see, but are we still friends on each other?
I picked her for the second date.
Okay.
Yeah, the first one was a good sign, so I thought maybe the second time I should be the one to initiate it.
Okay.
Yeah, actually the first time I was so happy because a girl has never asked me out before and she offered to pay.
Yeah.
So this was something different, but I wanted to pay. I wanted to pay, but she told me no.
Yeah.
Because I'm the one who initiated this, let me just cater for it. Okay. You'll cater for it next time.
Okay.
And since then, that's what we've always been doing.
All right.
Yeah, when I take her out this month, she'll take me out next month.
That's so
like
cute.
we alternate.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think finding someone like her was actually a good luck, and it's something beautiful that I cherish.
Oh.
Yeah.
How nice. Okay.
Kleenex.
Right. Like how lovely. Okay. No. So and I understand for you the first time it wasn't like that date where you dress up, you know, look your best, and I mean you look your best anyway. But the question is then what do you wear? You know, on a first date. Do I go all out or a bit conservative?
Yeah.
What do we wear?
Yeah. What I say is, if I'm taking somebody out, if I'm taking my wife out, it's important for me to show her that, one, I value this time with her, and she's important enough for me to do something, to look at least my best. I might not wear a suit. It could be jeans, jeans and a shirt, but it looks very neat
someone
and tight.
to wear a suit?
No, never.
Please don't.
Not unless you decide you're going for fine dining in one of our
fine dining. Yeah.
Then that's a different story. Yeah. Then that's what you guys want to do.
Yeah.
Dress up all you want, doll up, you know, get your face beat, etc., etc. But I always say, start something very casual, something very easy, and then build up to that.
All right.
You know, like my wife and I now, we can go for fine dining because we're just like, hey, how long has it been since you dressed up? Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's do it. But for the ladies though, because sometimes we tend to overdo.
Yeah.
Or sometimes we underdress.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, what exactly do you wear?
But I think it's important for you.
Like
again,
cleavage, all out, short dress, legs out.
What date are you going on?
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Are you going to Karura for a picnic or a boreta?
And then you have your heels
or for a walk in Ololua? You understand?
Yeah.
Are we doing that? If that, then you dress appropriately for that. You have to have your walking shoes, you know, comfortable things to walk in and stuff.
And this guy, me, I have my heels on.
And
then half the
you
walk.
will not impress him because you will suffer.
Half the walk.
He'll carry you.
Okay, so appropriately.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So it depends on the date.
Where you're going.
If we're going to just a Java, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. If you're going to one of the other fancy restaurants, you know, you can say, okay, I'll do like a business casual. So it depends on where you're going, what you're celebrating, what you're hanging out. Again, it depends on what setting you guys want to enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But Cologne, what do you put on? Because again, like you said, you're trying to impress this person and you want to go all out. It's like unajimwagia chupa yote ya marashi just to smell.
Usijimwagie chupa yote.
Like mild. What do we do?
For Cologne, I always say just have it moderate always. Be consistent. I think that's just who you should be and how you should present yourself. Always look clean, be clean, brush your teeth
at the very least.
At the very least. Or let me tell you a story about that. One time I went in to kiss my wife. Okay. Oh Lord, this was before while we were dating. Oh wow. I went in to kiss her and she was like, oh, it was the most embarrassing thing ever. Gentlemen, avoid that pain. Brush your teeth at the least. I mean, I'd brush my teeth, but I think I had a sinus thing going on at that time. Oh Lord, it was so horrible. I've never felt so embarrassed. But yeah, brush your teeth at the least. You know, make sure you have fresh breath. Shower. You know, lotion up. Fix your hair. Even if it's shaggy, you know, make it look nice.
Show some effort.
Show some effort that you're in this and you want to look good.
Okay. All right. For subsequent dates, and Duncan, this is for you. So did you raise the bar? Because now you know where you stand. Initially, you're like, I'm not too sure. Maybe we're friends. Maybe we're not. All those things. But now, so after she set the pace, right? So subsequent dates, what were they like, you know, and all those things. And who asked the other one to be their girlfriend officially?
Oh. Yeah, the subsequent dates, I think, we used to do random stuff.
Okay.
For example, we used to go for walks. We just decided, oh, today let's take a walk. We go for nature walks. We would go to local restaurants. I was the one who asked her out for the subsequent dates, but often she would initiate them. Yeah, I think.
But there's that thing like you want to be the man, me, I take charge, you know. So did you support feel unaenda kuja sana, chill, be the lady, let me do the chasing and all those things.
No, hakuwa anakuja sana. No, hakuwa anakuja sana.
Yeah.
She did it right. She didn't come off as someone who wants to get her way. She was, I think she was well calculated, if you may say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sandra, what calculations did you make? Because I'm pretty sure there's so many ladies watching you thinking, I can never ask, you know, a guy out or, you know, like initiate a date, and I cannot do that, you know. But what made you do this? I know you talked about Waste time, you know, but aside from that, what exactly made you, you know what, let me...
So at the time, because we were still in school, I used to feel like maybe the money he has, he's really budgeting it. So I'd try and show him or not give him pressure to go high-end places. So I used to show him that we can do this, the small stuff, but it's the little things that really count. Yeah. So there was no pressure at all. So I knew that he liked me, so I knew that was about enough at the time. So The rest, like he's saying, we used to do walks and all these things. Some of them don't even require money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I knew if I would suggest it, it will be so hard for him to say no.
That's true.
Yeah, so
That's
that
true,
is already calculated.
Yeah, yeah, because they also want to impress you, so they can't say no. And I'm pretty sure Emmanuel will have seen a lot of these cases where someone takes you out on a date to a place where they can't afford, and then nakunywa tu maji ama nakunywa soda, and then tell you order anything that you want, and then nakunywa tu soda.
Yeah.
Why?
I think the first thing is to say Duncan shikilia. I'm not talking to anyone specifically. I'm just saying Duncan shikilia hapo. Make sure it works. Rarely do you get a good woman who is very considerate like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's not rare, but when you get one, you want to hold on to them.
That, yes.
Yeah, so well done, young lady. Well done, Sandra.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, again, live within your means. One of the biggest mistakes we make is putting on facades that we can't sustain. I always say, I will be with the person who understands where I'm at, who understands the things that I like, I enjoy, and I enjoy the things that they enjoy. And we can make anything work, regardless of in the seasons of plenty or in the seasons of, luck.
Of luck,
Yeah, like, I mean, my wife and I, there are days for a date, what we have done, we have driven to these tea plantations, and then we just look, and we carried water from home, because in that season, we didn't have anything. All right. There are days we've gone bowling, and that was fun. There are days, we go to higher end restaurants, and again, it depends on what we have at the time. But it's both of us having that understanding that this is where we're at. Let's work with what we have. We'll spoil ourselves every once in a while, but for the most part, keep it simple. What's most important is the connection. At the end of the day, it's the connection.
The connection. Here's the thing. Just get creative. Basically, what we say.
Be creative. Be creative.
Now, there's also a question of be yourself, and they always say this: be yourself. Me, for example, me being myself is putting my foot on top of the table, get comfortable, not sit like ladylike. That's me. For example, being myself. So then when I go on a date, to what extent am I allowed to be myself? Because, again, maybe me being myself, I will just chow down like all this and like nothing has happened. And those behaviors that you do when you're alone in the house, right? So then being yourself. To what level are you allowed to be yourself?
Yeah, that's tricky. Again, it depends on the kind of date you're going on. If you look at a date like they went on, they can be themselves because there was some established friendship, knowledge of each other. So it's not like you are trying to impress, we are hanging out and we're enjoying each other's company. So it's important for you to assess again, what kind of date is this? Is this somebody who just met me because they knew I'm on TV and stuff? So be yourself just means be a proper lady, but don't lie to them.
Yeah, because there's also that part of I want to impress, so I hide a lot about myself. But then it comes out, and the way guys these days are like, for the ladies, they'll be like, "No, what a man who is their true authentic self." But the true authentic self might be, you might not want to present it on the first date. Conversation, what do you talk about? And especially on the first date. And I'm curious about, and I know for you guys, you are friends, so fine. But still, in terms of talking about me, I feel this for you, you feel this for me, what's happening, what sort of conversations did you have? And not to pry too much in terms of what happened, but what sort of conversations do you have, especially on that first date? Where Danka's like, I'm not too sure where I stand,
So, for us, because we were already friends, it was like just talking about general issues, the world views maybe that we share. It was just a general talk, but it's just flowed.
Nothing like,
no sharing of feelings.
I see you talking to some other guys and I feel some kiwaru.
That came later.
Oh, yeah?
Not on that particularly first
yeah.
date. Yeah.
Yeah. At what point? Still in the date? I'm a subsequent dates?
Subsequent dates.
Okay, then what exactly happened?
Oh, the first date.
Yeah. No, the first date, she says it was just normal general conversations. But at what point were you like, you know me, this is how I feel, and and I wasn't too happy?
I think it was that same year when we were still in school. Yeah. So I told her exclusively that I wanted us to be more than friends, more than just friends.
Yeah.
After about 2 months.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, it was after 2 months.
After that first date.
Yeah.
2 months later, you decided to be exclusive. Okay.
Yeah, after that first date. Yeah. So it was just a casual thing. I asked her, what do you feel? Like, what do you want from this? Then I stated my intentions. And that's how we started. It was so natural. I didn't have to try to please her so much because I knew we were already friends. So I didn't have to try so hard. I didn't have to try so hard to impress her because she was also understanding. Yeah.
I like that. The friendship, I think friendship then plays a very key role in terms of determining whether this will work or not, right?
Yeah.
But Cesar, if you had, for example, they were not friends, they had never met, and then Duncan maybe a memorial in her girl group or online, and it's like, yeah, you know, I like you, all those good stuff, and then decides to initiate the first date.
Yeah.
What conversations do you have? Because again, like we said, be yourself, be authentic. Sometimes you might tend to overshare some things that scare them, the person away.
Yeah.
So then what do you talk about?
I think for a first date, you're pretty much trying to gauge who this is.
Okay.
So just ask them, just leading questions, so tell me a bit about you, what you like, what you like to do, things like that, very simple.
But that seems like an interview.
It's not an interview. It's not an interview. Yeah. But just think about it. If I started, tell me about this, about you, and you started, I'm a foodie. I'm a foodie. I'll be like, girl, you're a foodie too. Do you watch this and this? No. So you never know where these things will lead.
Yes. Yeah.
So what you're trying to do is pick up on the natural things to build up on a conversation.
Okay.
And I'm telling you this because I am one of the most suckiest people at conversations. I struggle. Like, if we were just left two of us here to have conversations, I would be looking up and like, I really struggle.
You don't seem...
I can only thrive when you've given me a topic and we are talking.
Okay.
So even my wife, like we go on daily walks every day.
Yeah.
Well, not daily, but during the week we try to walk with each other. By the time I'm coming to that conversation, I have thought through everything. So like today's walk in the evening, I have said, I met Sandra, wow, that chick, wow. Imagine she asked her guy out, so I already have something. I have stuff that I'm going to talk, and I've had to train myself.
Yes.
Again, men, we don't talk much.
That's true.
And this is stereotypical, but for the most part, men don't talk much.
Yeah, not much.
And we don't give details. We'll tell you, I was on NTV. Winnie called me again.
Yeah.
So it went. And so she'll be like, so what did you talk about? So she wants to. So now I've learned.
It's like, I went there, we
exactly,
talked about this, I met Sandra and that kind.
Okay. Yeah.
But now, there are also some people, again, like you're saying, who, yes, they might like you, but they cannot hold a conversation for a while, right?
Long.
Like, you talk about food and then and then you sit in silence, awkward, for like, I don't know how long, and then you met. Is that what happens?
No, most days, yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh no, but not with him. So you
him.
see, some ladies tend to rule out this person. They're like, we're not compatible like that, So then for such a person, how do you help them have a conversation? Because now the dates can be really boring. Like you talk about food, babadiza, politics, campaign, and then and then it's like one person who's suggesting the topic, so it's like, can we get
I always say this to the couple, both the man and the woman, do not give one-word answers. If you say no, yes, then the conversation will dry.
Yeah.
Always respond, give a little bit detail, and allow it so that somebody else can say, oh, okay, that's interesting thought. I never thought about it like that. So what, is this what you feel? Yeah, oh, okay. You know, and it strikes a conversation.
Yeah.
All right? But if you give the one-word answers, that's when conversations dry. Yeah. What is your favorite color? Blue. Brown.
That's it.
Oh, what's your favorite food? Ugali and chicken.
And then that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like now, if I was asked, now, not then. Now, if you ask me what my favorite food is, I'll tell you like a variety. I'll tell you like, okay, it depends on the setting. So if it's in the morning, I like to like feel myself.
Yes.
So, you know, steak, you know, this potatoes.
Yes.
You know, this kind of breakfast that's put here, that's my kind of breakfast. You know, for lunch, I like it light, you know, just a simple thing. In the evening, I also like it light. Breakfast is my main thing.
Okay.
But you see, by the time I've told you that, you've picked up on a bunch of things. Really? I mean, I'm not a breakfast person. Then you get.
Yes.
So if you can give somebody some meat to build on, that's how conversation is built.
Yes, please don't give word answers because okay. Yeah. So then after that, and I think I'll take this as a parting shot because Sandra and Duncan have been together for what, over 2 years now? Over 2 years. And of course we hope that it goes on
I hope they'll be coming to my offices.
Please.
Especially now that somebody is following me.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then after that date, in terms of then communications after, do you, because there's some people who say you kiss on the first date, others don't, others talk to them immediately after the date, tell them how the date went, others say no, wait like 2 days, they miss you kidogo, and then you tell them, you know, like wrapping up the date, the first date. Do you follow up? Do you not? Very quickly. Let me start with Duncan, and then I'll come to Sandra, and then we'll finish with you. After the date, she initiated, fine. But did you like, hey, thanks for the date, it was amazing. And what would you tell all the guys?
Oh, yeah. After the date, I was so happy. Of course, I followed up. I called in the evening, told her how good it was, appreciated it. Yeah. And I think for the guys out there,
especially those ones who are asked out, and they freak out.
Too. If you ask her to just go, and I think you should try to be yourself. You should try to be, don't try to force issues. If something is not working out, I don't think you should try to force issues. And if someone has that desire to be with you, I think you should give them a chance if you're feeling it. And when things are natural, you won't have to try so hard to impress someone. You won't have to go extra miles to impress that person. I think things will just fall into place.
Yes, it does. It does. Thank you, Duncan. All right, Sandra, for those ladies who are like, I'm not asking no man out. I want to be chased.
Okay. So I used to be there at some point.
Yes.
Until I met someone who I really like. And don't let that opportunity just go at it because, and there is no harm in asking. Yeah, no one is coming for you. Yeah. Just ask away and you never know. Maybe that is where your blessing is.
Absolutely. Yeah. You might end up like this. Yes. Okay, thank you, Sandra. And Emmanuel, very quickly, in terms of following up on the first date and all those things, what would you say?
I always say it's very important to follow up because you just never know. Whether it went well or not, it's important to be grateful to the person. Thank you for taking time and spending time. I really enjoyed your presence. If nothing more, you know, at least you have done. Thank you very much.
Like the date? Do you tell them you didn't like the date, or just go
I'll
silent?
Never say.
People go speak now.
But you see, one way of letting somebody down is just saying it was really nice meeting you.
Hi.
Yeah, you just
if
tell
you
them
see
it was
that,
really
that's
nice.
just know.
By the way, just know it was nice meeting you. But if they go on and say, I really enjoyed it and I'd love to do this again, then you can put 1 or 2 hopes.
Okay.
That, maybe there'll be take 2.
But no
and you always know if there'll be a take 2 or not.
You really know. Sometimes tunataka tu kujekea hopes zenye haziko. Anyway, thank you very much, Emmanuel Gasha, the relationship coach and founder IVOW, together with Sandra Modoni Njoroge and Duncan David Osuka, who are a couple. Thank you for coming by and sharing your story with us. We really, really appreciate that. And thank you for staying with us as well until the end of the show. I know you've learned a lot. I know you've picked so much, but the ouch, if they just tell you it was nice to meet you, no, that's it. They're done, okay? But all the best in your dating experience. Let us know how your first date was. Again, the conversation continues on our social media platforms at NTV Kenya, Lubembe_Winnie, as well as NTV Kenya on Facebook. So we want to say a big thank you to 4 Points by Sheraton, right in Hurlingham, for hosting us this morning. My name is Winnie Lubembe. God bless and have yourselves a fantastic day ahead. Goodbye.